This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome back, folks, and it seems like we've just created a Landon segment on every episode of Around Kansas for a while, but I can't think of a family more deserving of all that attention.
Right, right.
So Nancy is garnering honors again.
Nancy Landon Kassebaum Baker, yes. Well, because she was she was instrumental in getting a national park, another national park here in Topeka, or not Topeka, in Kansas, which is the Tallgrass Prairie down by Strong City.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, it's a beautiful place. If you've never been there, you can make a day trip out of it. You can make a weekend out of it, because there are a lot of trails that you can get back into the prairie, and it is like it was maybe 100 years ago, 200 years ago. And so you can camp out there, you can tour there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to go.
What a gift to the public, and that's one of the great places to take kids, because you can see them for a mile away, so they can run along on the trail. They get out and get some exercise, work off some of that energy. It's also a really great place if you've got guests visiting from out of town to go over there and do a walk around too, because if they're not familiar with the Kansas landscape, they're going to be blown away. Yeah. They're really going to be impressed.
Well, and you need to go through, and now the name escapes me, but there is a home there, which is a 3-story home that was built out of natural limestone and all of that. And that in itself is interesting, because their cooling system in the home, because it's built in such a way where during the summer the winds would come through, but then in the basement there's a natural spring that comes through there, and that's how they cool vegetables and the whole thing. You got to go see this place.
You got to go see it. It's got that beautiful commanding view of the valley right there, right in front of it. It's really nice.
So thank you, Senator Kassebaum Baker, for providing such a beautiful gift to the people of Kansas.
A lot of service that woman has done for us.
Yes.
God bless you, Nancy.
Each year, the Flint Hills Discovery Center Foundation presents an award honoring significant time, effort, and resources devoted to the cause of conserving the Flint Hills of Kansas and northern Oklahoma, and to the Flint Hills Discovery Center. This year's recipient is Nancy Landon Kassebaum Baker. Nancy was chosen for her exemplary leadership role and commitment to the Flint Hills as an elected official, said Bruce Snead, president of the Flint Hills Discovery Center Foundation. Kassebaum Baker's love of Kansas and the Flint Hills region was exemplified by her efforts, along with that of others, in the establishment of the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve near Strong City, Kansas in 1996. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve and the 100th anniversary of the U.S. National Park Service. The significance of the 20-year anniversary is that this was the first time a public and private entity came together and formed a partnership dedicated to preserving a portion of the last remaining stand of tallgrass prairie in North America. The Nature Conservancy and the National Park Service partnered in order to foster preservation, provide a venue to interpret local cultural and historical features, provide visitors with the opportunity to become inspired, and to explore the ecological, geological, and historical aspects of the property. The Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve is the only one of its kind in the National Park Service system. Kassebaum Baker served 3 terms representing the state of Kansas in the U.S. Senate from 1979 through 1997. She returned to her permanent home in the Flint Hills in 2014 following the death of her husband, former U.S. Senator Howard Baker. Nancy accepted her award at the annual recognition event in April at the Flint Hills Discovery Center in Manhattan. The Flint Hills Discovery Center Foundation functions to advance the mission of the Flint Hills Discovery Center by providing support for its programs and initiatives, ensuring stewardship of the region's tallgrass prairie, and support to the Discovery Center.
Earlier in my life, I rode bucking horses in rodeos, and my shoulders took such a beating, and that was probably the reason for having several previous surgeries on both shoulders. About a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to have another surgery. And so I contacted Kansas Regenerative Medicine, took their treatment process. It was relatively pain-free. Now, after 8 months, my shoulders have healed to the point where I think I'm probably 90 to 95% of normal. It takes a couple of months to start to see results with stem cell injections, but at about 3 to 3.5 months, I started to feel better. I started to have less pain and feel real progress. That continued to increase gradually until now at approximately 8 months. And I'm extremely pleased. I've got full range of motion. I can lift weights, I can throw, I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do without a lot of pain previously.